Hey guys, we're back. We had some technical difficulties. This is your girl, Christal Jordan. We're here with Reality Check with Ready to Love's Shatava Lindsey.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
And welcome today to today's Reality Check. We're actually in your beautiful boutique.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Of course. We got a chance to come to Sandy Springs, Georgia to Runway Boutique.
Yes.
Yeah, you were talking about why you named this spot Runway Boutique.
Yeah, so I just really have a love for being on the runway.
Okay.
I've done New York Fashion Week the last 2 years. So with my custom line Hourglass collection, I was explaining that Hourglass is spelled Ourglass, and it's about celebrating women and their curves. So in essence, I look at everyone's figure as their glass. So my glass, your glass, and our glass as a whole, the makeup of a woman.
Love
So
that.
yeah, because of my love for the runway, I called it Runway Boutique.
Love that. So
Yes.
how long have you had this location?
This location has actually been open for almost 2 months now. So it's
Okay.
fairly new. It's crazy because I was in the middle of filming, trying to get the store up and running. Was a little bit crazy, a little bit of a headache with that. And then I've had the one in Nashville, Tennessee was 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, congratulations
Thank
on that.
you.
I love the
Thank
fact
you.
that you're actually showing that there are, you were on television
Yes.
as a beautiful woman who's single, who's dating, but who is definitely handling her business.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely has her own thing going on, not sitting home waiting
No.
on Prince Charming to rescue you at home.
No.
So kudos to Shatava for
Thank
actually,
you.
being a real example of an amazing woman.
Thank you for
doing her
that.
thing.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, like my mom says, you always try to be superwoman. Like, you need to slow down. You're getting older, you need to slow down. But I'm like, I come from very humble beginnings. Like, we didn't have a lot growing up. So
Right.
I always wanted for more for myself.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't have any children right now because I went to school and I just tried so hard to do just well for my family so that it'll change the family dynamic. And then, my siblings growing up under me or my children will have something to look forward to instead of having to work so hard like I did, which is nothing wrong with working hard. It's just nice when you have an example of someone in your family that, they were able to do it themselves and
Right.
just show a good example of it can be done.
It's inspiration.
Yeah.
And a lot of times our community, we're just now getting to the place where we're able to build generational wealth for our
Definitely,
family. So,
yes.
So we definitely appreciate that. Now tell me a little bit about your dating experience before you chose to go on Ready to Love.
I just picked the wrong guys, man. I just, you know what? It's maybe I'm going to the wrong places. I met guys in the gym. I met guys out at different bars, and I've had friends hook me up with different guys, and it's just never worked.
That sounds like you're doing the right thing. Having friends usually is a good way.
But my friends' example and the guys they pick for me is just not good because obviously it's not working out. So, I've had issues trying to find the right guy for me, and mostly because I'm so busy. I mean, I go back and forth between this store and the Tennessee store, and it's like consistency is what I need. I need something that can slow me down a little bit, just make me have something to look forward to besides working all the time. So that's what I'm looking for.
So how did you feel about your overall experience on the show? Well, first of all, what made you decide to try something different, dating in front of a national audience?
Which is crazy because I'm such a private person. Like, even on my social pages and all of that, I don't talk about my private life. It's just about business. So when it came up, came about that, hey, I want you to date in front of everybody, I was like, oh my God. But I thought of it as a learning experience. Like, I can learn a lot about myself I kind of know what I like, but just being able to see yourself on television, see some of the mistakes that I made, see some things. I don't think I would change anything, but I would approach things a little bit differently.
Okay.
Learning about myself, my growth, just the women that are on the show are just amazing women, and just being in a room with them and learning from them was really good as well.
Right.
So I just decided to go in there because I wanted to do something different. Everything I've tried is not working.
Right. Well, you gotta commend that. Trying to figure out if anyone who keeps doing the same thing over and over again that doesn't work, that's the definition of insanity. So
and then
trying something different.
And it's Oprah and Will Packer, so I figured they would have a good caliber of man, to come into the show, and it would be something nice. So I just wanted to change. So I thought it would be a really good change for me.
So what was your, initial impression of the guys that you guys had to choose from on the show?
Well, first of all, I thought it was going to be a lot more guys.
We always do.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I understand the depiction of it's the real Atlanta dating scene where it's more women than men.
Right.
But of course, I thought, the selection would be a little bit wider. And then the first day, it was a lot. It was a lot meeting everybody because it was a lot of us. And then the first day having to eliminate 3 guys was like crazy. Like, I didn't even get a chance to get to know some of the guys. So I felt like that was kind of fast on eliminating those guys up front.
Yeah.
But, I understand it's television, so,
it moves fast.
Yeah, it moves very fast.
Is there anybody that you wish you had gotten a chance to know more that was eliminated?
Devin, he has a company, Black Men Smile. He was a really good guy. And I don't think we got to know a lot about him. I think his downfall was instead of leading talking about himself, he was talking more about his business and things. And
that pitch.
He was, it's like, every single time you meet somebody, you're meeting their representative, you're pitching yourself.
Right.
And I understand it was a short period of time, but we really wanted to know who he was as a person.
Right.
Pastor Chris, I was drinking my Hennessy when I met Pastor Chris, and I'm like, oh, you a pastor? Like,
right.
Okay, I don't know if I'm ready to be first lady and put my Hennessy down. But anyway, but yeah, it was some really good guys, but they left. I don't think the connection wasn't there from the get-go for them, so that's why, I was okay with them leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I wanted you to be here today because after seeing the episode that aired and how you handled yourself with the situation with Shay and Mike, I just thought that was an amazing example of how we really should interact as women and real sisterhood, and also just someone who's confident enough to know that what's for me is for me,
right? And
trying to force someone or infringe on someone else's blessing is not going
to lead into something good. Like, it was a point when Mike and Shay were having that argument in the cabin, and he followed after her. Of course, every woman wants to be pursued. And I just looked at that as, okay, even whatever me and Mike had going on, that's the connection right there. He has that amazing connection with Shay, and I'm not going to stop that. Like, I understand that we all came to find love, but, this isn't my time. That wasn't my time, and that's okay, because it's another guy out there. It's a lot of amazing guys out there. I just need to meet them. And for this particular situation, it was the time for Mike and Shay. And so when I saw that, I realized, like, I'm not going to stand in the way of this amazing connection. And I think women should look to that, and they should see that. Like, if you see, especially if you see a guy in a relationship or they have something already going on, leave that man alone. That man is for someone else. And the bigger picture for me was, it's about us women building that bond. Like, I get so tired of watching reality TV and people are arguing and the women arguing over the men, and it's just crazy. And I just hate that. I just hate that we have to be depicted as like angry black women. Or we're always bickering with each other. We're always fighting. No, we're not. Like, we can be around each other. We can help each other out. We can give each other advice. And that's one thing that I love about Shay, even throughout everything. She did my sign in my store. Like, I really, that episode, I really did go to her wanting help with doing my signage in the store. That was what that episode was. An episode that was, I can't remember which episode. But I went to her shop wanting to get assistance with signage in my store, and she was able to help me with that.
Beautiful.
So the fact that the women on the show, we all do different things. We're all doing different things within our industry, and it's just a blessing to be around them. It's a blessing to learn from them, and just soaking up all that, black girl power, and just being a woman and around other beautiful women that have positive things going on. I just embrace that, and that's what it was about for me. Not necessarily finding love for me, which was okay, but I found love within every woman that was on that show, because they're just like me. They're in their industry, they're working hard, they're motivated, they're pushing towards their goals, and they just haven't found love. So that's just like me.
I love that.
So,
I love that. And I commend you for seeing that, because I think a lot of times what keeps us from having the grace to say that's for her is the fear that there won't be something for us. Right?
And I'm a woman of God. I believe God has a man out there for me. Mike wasn't that man for me, and that's fine. But there's a guy out there for me that's going to love me for me and appreciate me for me. And that Ready to Love, that moment for me, it wasn't for me as far as finding love.
Right.
It was understanding who I am, learning to love myself a lot more, and understanding when I have good people around me.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, we're having some wise words from Shatava Lindsey from Owns Ready to Love, talking about the scene that we just saw play out on Saturday.
Yes.
And the beautiful thing about that, it seemed to be like a moment where all the women kind of came together.
Yeah.
Definitely you and Shay, which in a
Definitely.
lot of situations, you two would have been pitted against each other to compete over Mike. But the fact that you guys were able to make that about sisterhood, really coming together and, you know, supporting each other, and you saying, you know, I'm happy for you. It was just a really touching moment. What has been the response since Saturday's episode?
Oh my God, just an outpouring for women just sending me messages saying, you know, I appreciate you showcasing that on TV. I showed this episode to my daughters. You just did a great thing for reality TV, meaning, you know, they're so used to seeing women bickering back
especially
and forth.
Black women.
Yeah, especially Black women, and I hate that we're depicted that way, and I just wanted to show something different. We're not all that way. Like, I'm sincerely happy for Shay. To see her face light up when Mike walks in the room and vice versa, that's love, and that's what's real, and I'm just happy for her because that's what we're all looking for. Even though it wasn't for me, it's fine, but that's what we're all looking for.
And you don't want a man that doesn't look at you that way.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, I saw it. Like, of course, I wasn't on the dates with Mike and Shay, so I didn't see what they had. I can only talk about what we did on our dates. And just being able to, I think the cabin was really good for me because it allowed me to see the connection that he had with her.
Wow.
And if that's any case with any type of woman, you're able to see that this guy you're dating or you're trying to date or whatever has a connection with someone else, you step away and you allow that to happen. And for me, that was important for me because it's about sisterhood. It's about women being happy and congratulating each other. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. No, I agree with that. Now, let me ask you a hard question. Most of the time when you're dating, you don't get a chance to see that. Right?
Exactly.
You definitely don't have you're not able to peek inside and see how the guy interacts with another girl.
Right.
Do you think that during the cabin experience, do you think that Mike was going to tell you? I think that because we saw him say that he didn't feel like you guys had that emotional connection before. But how long do you think that would have played out if you didn't remove yourself from the situation?
I don't know. The thing for me is we were only filming for a few months. So for me to, in the past, I think a part of my downfall in dating is I give too much of me too fast. Like, I'm always giving so much emotion towards everything. I give my all into something. So I try to approach this different. Maybe I need to listen a little bit more. Listen and learn about him a little bit more instead of talking so much and giving so much of me. So with that lack of emotional connection, I'm always weighing up against, I rate the guy, you know, this is good about him, this is what I don't like, you know, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And once I determine I like you, then I'm giving more of myself. Because again, I went wrong in the past. I've laid it out on the line, and then I end up being so hurt. So for me, I just felt like, you know, I feel like even now I'm a little bit guarded because of my past. I've worked on trying to let my walls down, but, you know, within a time frame of filming, I just felt like it was a little fast for me to develop that emotional connection. And maybe Mike and Shay had that even from the beginning, even from their conversation. Maybe he opened up to her and revealed some things to her that made them have that connection. But that just wasn't my case with Mike. So I think Mike is a really good guy. He has a really good foundation to be a really good man. But for me, it was me and him didn't have that connection. I think it's because, well, now I know it's because he had the connection with Shay, and that's fine.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of times I was just talking to my friend on the way over here, and it was like a lot of times men are emotionally unavailable because their emotions are somewhere else. And so what do you think could be signs that women could see, looking back on the situation, maybe signs that you could see going into something if you were trying to gauge, because a lot of times we saw that play out in Ready to Love a lot. Aaron and some of the other guys were just very evasive about their feelings, and it was because they really weren't connecting, you know? And what I noticed, and I talked to Aaron about that, is that they really did not want to hurt the girls' feelings. Like, even you know, when there was situations that were obvious, like you're just kind of playing around, I think that you saw with Alex and Aaron and even Mike that they really didn't want to say to a girl, I just don't, I don't like you like that.
Right.
You know? So I think it's kind of the burden falls to us as women to kind of pick up on, he's not really moving along in the way that I would like him to move.
Right. And that's all a part of a woman's intuition. Just picking up on the vibes of the guy. Again, I think for the guys, even with Aaron, you just have to be honest. Like, honest with yourself and just know what you want. Like, in this situation, I just don't believe Aaron knew what he wanted. I don't think, still to this day, even after reunion, I don't think Aaron knows what he wants. But, you know, it's just important to be honest with yourself and start to look for the signs. If he's giving you all the attention, then maybe he's really into you. But if he's not giving you everything, he's expecting so much out of you, but he's not giving the same in return, then something's wrong there.
Right.
Something's definitely wrong there.
Right.
Yeah.
What else did you learn about yourself from this experience?
Just, you know, in the past, I've had... just in running my business, just trying to get everything up and running, needing women by my side to just help. I've learned that, you know, a lot of my cast members are just a phone call away, you know, to, you know, and running a business and having a business, you just sometimes want to pick up the phone and call somebody and just have a shoulder to cry on because every day isn't a good day. So I learned a lot about myself in regards to just accepting good people into my life, not having a wall towards everybody or being, you know, just so standoffish and I'm not going to deal with you. I don't know you. Just opening up and getting to know people, and maybe that person has some value to add to your life instead of being so closed off. And again, that's because of my past and dealing with different people, but now I'm approaching everything a little bit differently. So just having an open mind, accepting others, and just knowing when it's good people around you, man.
I love that. Well, I think that it would be a lot easier for women to do that if we realize we're not in competition with each other. You know?
Definitely.
If I know that what is for me is coming to me, then I can congratulate you. I can be happy for you. I can be a part of what you're doing.
Right.
And you can be a part of what I'm doing, because there's no need for me to feel like if you have something, it was literally meant for me.
Right.
You know? Exactly.
And that's that was important. That was a really big thing for me. Even I say it was growth for me, and just I mean, it was right there, and I'm not going to step in the way of somebody else's blessing. You know, I tell that all the time, even in business. I'm not trying to, you know, close somebody else's door or tilt somebody else's crown for me to get ahead. There's room out here for everybody. There's love out here for everybody. It's just this show was for Mike and Shay, and I can appreciate that. I can respect it. I can respect Shay as an amazing woman that she is, and Mike as a great guy as he is, and I just wish them everything, nothing but love, nothing but success over here.
I love that. Well, how can people find out more about One Way Boutique? How can they find you if they're in Atlanta, or if they're out of Atlanta and they may want to order some of your custom-made clothing?
In Atlanta, I'm located at 290 Hildebrand Drive. It's Suite B4, Atlanta, Georgia, 30328. Outside of Atlanta, you can follow me on my social pages. My store is at Shop Runway Boutique. My website is shoprunwayboutique.com, and then you can also follow me on all of my social pages at I am Shatava. So definitely love connecting with other women, building with other women. Come down here, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about some of your goals and some things that you want to do. I'm really avid about helping other women. I do a prom dress drive every year while I'm giving back because it's important. And again, I come from humble beginnings. I wish I had a female in my life to help me to do that. So I want to be that female to give back to other women, and especially young girls, letting them know, you know, we're all beautiful. I don't care what size you are. That's why I'm an avid, you know, plus size. Come in here. I need some plus size models. Let's showcase all sizes of women. But definitely check me out online and on my social pages.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
you
you
for today, but most importantly, thank you for that great example that you put on reality TV. It's the positivity with Black women on reality TV. Thank you for tuning in to Reality Check. This has been your host, Christal Jordan, and we're going to see you next Monday on Reality Check here at Rolling Out.